Hello, it's me again, Emily. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's reading, we'll be looking into generational patterns. I'm not sure about what I'll title this reading when I upload it, but when I upload it, I'll know because I just wanted to keep this reading quite open because there's just so much to navigate and maybe I can make it into a series. Last night I tried this reading out on myself and so much came from it. So I saw from the reading I did for myself last night that I will keep going from you, them, they, and the previous generation and your generation now. So just take it as it resonates. And from the recent reading I did for myself last night, it just gave me a deeper love for tarot. I love reading tarot so much and I love having this channel. I thought I'd just say that because I just appreciate all the views and the likes, and hopefully I can receive more comments because the comments really help me. I love reading the comments and looking at the likes, So if these messages resonate with you, don't forget to like, comment to tell me what you thought of this reading, and subscribe to see more from me and to support my channel. Alright, so I wrote down a load of messages for your group as usual before I started recording. I didn't see any of your cards. So over here we have group 1, group 2 and group 3. Take your time to choose which group is for you. Choose more than one group if you wish. If you don't hear a message in your group for you, continue watching until the end as the message may pop up. If not, continue watching to another group. Deep breaths in. 2, 3, 4 and out. 2, 3, 4 to choose which group is for you. Timestamps will be in the description box, and let's get to group 1. Hi group 1, welcome to your reading. Thank you for watching. So these are your generational patterns messages reading. I'm not sure what I'm going to title this reading. I'll see after I recorded. And as usual, I wrote down some messages for your group. And if you don't resonate with these messages, continue watching to your cards. So group 1, softness, allure, fluid sensuality, gracefulness. When you look good, you feel good. But do you/they really feel good or felt good? Perfume, hair done, nails done, camera ready. So with your reading, I felt like writing keywords instead of writing full sentences, even though there was just 1 or 2 full sentences there. The keywords were important. I just felt like moving my body, and first I thought it was to do with dance because of the way I was moving. It felt like I was dancing, but it was just moving my arms like, when you do the snake. I feel like moving is a very important, or was a very important thing for your generation. Oh, and before we get deep into the reading, I just want to say, I forgot to say before, that I'll keep saying they, them, you, or your previous generation, because obviously I'm reading energy, so wherever the energy takes me, I'll either say your generation, your previous generation, they, them, or you. So just take what resonates, okay? So I feel like movement is or was welcomed. Movement was important. And to just keep up with that movement, just help with the flow of life. So with the softness, allure, fluid, sensuality, gracefulness. So maybe other people saw or see that you're graceful, alluring and soft and fluid, and that makes you very attractive. So maybe the generational pattern is that you come from a long line of attractive people who attract or even entertain. I don't like to use the word, because I go through the whole debate of, is it what you attract or is it what you entertain? But then your energy attracts many different sorts of people, but then who you entertain is a different story. And I feel like maybe because this is about softness and being alluring and fluid and sensual, This is a very feminine energy. So because it's a very feminine energy, you are in touch with your intuition. It's like you know when someone is good and someone is out to use you or manipulate you in some kind of way. So it's like dodging the manipulators and dodging the people that are no good for you and dancing with the people who are very good for you. And I feel like your generation is very good at that. It's like you come from a very long line of good people, people who want the best for themselves, people who don't want to waste their energy. They want to feel good, they want to be good, they want to see nice things, they want to experience good things in their life. If you're not experiencing anything good, why am I here? Let me just move over because I don't feel comfortable. With feminine energy, if they feel uncomfortable, then they can't grow. It's stunting their growth. So why should they stay there? Feminine energy will notice when the energy is stunted and will move to a place where they can flow easily, where they can grow like a flower and bloom and blossom, and everyone can be attracted to that flower and really view this flower as a gift, as a thing of beauty, something to marvel at. Whew, wow. And then I wrote down, when you look good, you feel good, but do you really? Really is in capital letters. Feel good, because you can look good on the outside. You can pretend that everything is hunky-dory, but is it really? Everything is hunky-dory on the outside, but it's in turmoil on the inside. So it's like being aware that, you know, your outside must match your inside, so you can look good and feel good and smell good as well. Because I wrote down perfume. I feel like your generation, previous generation, loved to smell good, because smelling good is a part of the allure of the sensuality, of the gracefulness, and the smell attracts different people to you. You know, maybe it's the natural smell that smells good, or just that perfume is a big thing. I'm getting like maybe perfume making. Wow, perfume making, or being a hairdresser, or a nail artist. What do you call them? Just, or like a stylist. Something to do with making people look good, making people feel good, making people feel soft, fluid, sensual, graceful, and alluring. Ooh, wow. Making them feel camera ready, making them feel good about themselves, because maybe they haven't felt good about themselves in a while, and they could do with a pampering session. So maybe spas were a big thing for your previous generation, or things that make you feel good. Maybe photography or filmmaking, acting, something to do with performing. But then I'm getting that kind of vibe for group 2 as well, so I don't know. Take what resonates anyway. So let's look at your oracle cards first. I want to read these 2 first, and then we'll look at one card from here and one card from this deck, the Earth Magic Oracle deck and the Enchanted Map Oracle deck. Okay, so let's get into it. And these are the Angelarium deck. So, Angel of Divination and Emptiness. That is exactly what I was saying. Anyway, yeah. So, emptiness. You can look good on the outside, but how do you feel on the inside? You know, because on the outside you can look like this person who's fluid, who's flowing, who looks magical, who looks like they can do anything, that looks like, oh, this person looks so good to be in my life. But on the inside, do you feel hollow? Do you feel like there's more to life than this? Do you feel like you haven't explored a lot of your past or a lot about yourself? Because it's so easy to get dressed. It's like sometimes waking up I feel like this is going down a side road, but just bear with me. It's like waking up in the morning and I'm getting this, is it a meme? Not a meme, but I used to see this image of a woman sitting on the side of a bed with her shoulders hunched and her head down low, and it's like, I better get ready for the day then, because you're working so much, working a job that you don't like, and wearing the clothes that you don't want to wear, or just getting up at a time that doesn't suit you, and you feel like there's a weight of the world on your shoulders. But to the world, it's about showing up, showing out, looking your best, showing your best side. But are you showing yourself your best side? You know? And I keep getting this message of your outside must match your inside. So in order to get better on the inside, it's about going within, exploring yourself, doing the work, and then showing up as your true self. Because maybe this is a mask. You know, I did write softness, alluring, fluid sensuality, but is that a mask that you wear or your previous generation wore so that they show themselves as someone that they are not, you know? And maybe that's has been passed down to you, because maybe it's been taught that we need to look good at all times. Don't go outside without your makeup on. Don't go outside with a tracksuit on. Go outside with heels on, or go outside with your best dress out, even though you're just going to the convenience store, the shop, the corner shop. I've been in Korea too long and I'm saying American phrases, but I'm getting meditation should be or has been important in your generation or past generations. There are many clouds and even fog as well, mist, mystery. So even though there's this softness, alluring side of you, there's also this mysterious side of you, because it's like, oh, what is hidden beneath this softness? You know, I want to get to know this person because I feel like there's so much to get to know. There's so much that I need to know. There's this need to know. So I'm getting like, maybe there's been many suitors that have come into your life, and it's like getting to know an enigma. It's like once they know something, there's more to know, and then there's more to know. And that maybe comes from that emptiness as well, because maybe that you need to take that time to explore yourself. Maybe you feel like an enigma, maybe you feel mysterious to your own self, and you need to dig deeper to get out of this emptiness and fill it with love, with joy. I'm getting the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Chalices. It's like the more you explore of yourself, is the more that you can express yourself, is the more you can be your authentic self, and to just flow with joy and happiness, so you can show the real you. Ooh. Wow. And then we were getting real deep there. I didn't expect it to go so deep so quick, but let's get it. Fire, passion. And then beneath the deck is grounding. Exactly. Let me just grab one more card from this deck, and then we can go deeper into it. What are the... Commitment. Wow. Home. Ooh. Wow, can I put this here? I hope you can see that in the frame, because I can't really see my phone. Okay, so I just needed to fix that so it was all in the frame. Okay, let's get into it. So going back to the message of many suitors want to get to know you or the previous generation and form a commitment with you because you're so alluring, so interesting. I want to get to know you some more so I can know what I'm getting myself into, because you feel like home with this card here. You feel like home. You feel safe to me. You feel like I feel like this is a place I can spend my time in. You know, it's like wanting to. I'm getting like, with the gender roles. That's what I'm getting here. Gender roles with the masculine and the feminine, with the soft and the hard, the worker and the stay-at-home mom. I'm getting like the people that come into your life want to provide for you. They want to give you security and long-term commitment. They want to work hard to buy you nice things, to take care of you basically, and the other person stay at home, look after the kids, clean, cook, and all of those things that goes into the gender role stereotypes. I'm not saying that that's a must, but that's the kind of energy I'm feeling here. So maybe you come from a long line of people who believed in those gender stereotypes. The man goes out to work and then comes home and expects dinner to be on the table, the house to be clean, the kids to be well behaved. I'm getting the 50s era here, where maybe that was the era where that was a big thing. But I feel like we're still going through that. We're trying to remove ourselves from gender roles, gender stereotypes. But I feel like maybe that has been passed down. And I feel like in the now you need to work through that. Because maybe gender roles, gender stereotypes are deeply ingrained into you because your previous generations found that to be important. You know, maybe you want to go, because I'm getting the Hermit energy in this reading as well. The Hermit and the Ace of Cups, where you just want freedom to explore yourself, to wonder what makes me happy, what makes me feel at home, what makes me feel grounded, within myself. How can I make myself feel at home? How can I make myself feel passion other than wanting a family, other than wanting to provide for my kids, wanting this, wanting that, What do I want for myself? Because it looks like you have a lot of passion. Because you don't want to live a hollow life. Because I feel like you leading that life wouldn't be constructive for your growth. Because I'm getting, once your generation or past generation committed to something, they were really into it. They were taught not to stray from that path. Because once you're committed, once you're in something, you can't be out. But I feel like in this timeline, you need to find ways to express yourself. It's like coming out of social expectations, social gender roles, just out of what society wants for you and what you want for yourself. What does home look like to you? What does feeling secure look like to you? What does commitment look like to you? What does fullness look like to you? What does your passion look like? And get to know yourself on a deeper level that way. You need to go into hermit mode. I'm getting here, group 1. It's taking the wisdoms from the past, taking it and thinking, okay, how can I tweak this? How can I remove this from my life? How can I work this into my life? Looking at it from every angle before you settle on something, because I'm getting like a real exploration feel here. I was thinking of the Knight of Wands, who is an explorer, wanting to adventure to different lands, wanting to go to this country and that country, meet different people, make friends with different people. But with the Hermit, this is exploring your internal world, exploring your past, exploring your heart, exploring your likes, your dislikes, your desires, your loves, your passions, you know. And then going from there, leading from the heart, which is why I saw the Ace of Cups, leading from the heart rather than leading from, oh, my mom says I should do this, so I am going to do this. My husband said, or my wife said I should do this, so I'm going to do that. My family come from this part of the world, so I'm going to stay in this part of the world and not explore anything else. You're so much bigger than that. Not that doing what they were doing in the past wasn't worth anything. Yes, it was worth something to them, but what is worth something for you? You know, fill that empty space with joy, with passion, with love of life, love for life, with comfort, with your own comforts, not from what everyone else's comforts are. Yeah. Wow. I didn't expect that. Wow, the devil was at the bottom of the deck. Like, what are you chained to? What are old programs? It's like sitting down with yourself and exploring old programmings. Like, okay, I'm gonna sit here and think about or explore about, okay, so my family likes to stay home, be a stay-at-home mom, cook and clean for the masculine, and then they'll take care of the children, and that's the gender role. But do I really want that? Is that my script? Is that my destiny? Is it your destiny? What do I want really? Do I want to be a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home wife, whatever? Or do I want to be a singer? Do I want to, I don't know, be a doctor? I don't know. What do you want, group one? You need to release yourself from old programming. Let's see what other things we can get with your tarot cards. What other messages can we get for group one about their generational patterns? So we have the Four of Cups. Wow, yeah. And then we have the Three of Wands. Wow. Old programming's being given to you, but it's like you've already lived these old ways of the old teachings from your past generations. So when they are passing you that extra cup, are you even interested? What are you interested in, group one? Because I'm seeing here with the Three of Wands, you need to feel lit up by different things. You have different interests, a different lifestyle that you want to live. You know, so it's interesting that I mentioned the Knight of Wands, because the Knight of Wands is to do with traveling, and the Three of Wands could be to do with traveling and getting to know different areas of the world, getting to know different people, getting to know yourself, seeing things from a different perspective, and being like, okay, this isn't for me. I can do more than this. I am bored of this, so I can do this instead. Yeah, exactly. Eight of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. It's like these old programmings are holding you back, are blindsiding you, and you can't be that way, it looks like. Yeah, Hanged Man. Look at things from a different perspective. You can do something else. Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Wow. Okay. Six of Coins. What's being passed down from your previous generation? It's interesting that we have many different trees here. Well, three different trees. Well, actually, let me see. We have one tree here where the hanged woman is hanging from. And that could signify like you, I'm going to say the word you, it seems like the previous generation are slaves to the previous generation. I feel like that's a strong way of putting it, but it's almost like the previous generation had no choice but to do what the previous generation had to do, or were taught to do. Yeah. And it's like feeling tied to doing what previous generations has been doing. So yeah, as I was saying before, we have the tree in the hanged woman. We have the tree in the home card. We have the tree in the grounding card. We have the tree in the Six of Coins. And then we have branches. Oh, in the Three of Wands. Okay. All right. I got a bit excited there. I know what this is about. So, yes, you have a whole tree from previous generations, but we can easily take branches. We can take small things from what our previous generations have done, have taught us, have experienced, and we can take branches from that, and we could say, okay, I like this, so I'm going to take this side of what previous generations have done, and I'm going to leave the rest of the tree for someone else, you know, because you are not meant to follow absolutely everything that has happened in the past. You know, it's not you. It's not for you. What's meant for other people isn't meant for you. You are meant for more. You are meant to live with your passions. You are meant to explore yourself. You are meant to create a whole new line, a whole new tree that's healthier, that's more expansive, that's more intriguing, more interesting, more impressive than the gender norms, than societal wants and needs for you. You know, you are worth more than not that previous generations of stay at home. I don't know why I'm getting the examples of stay at home moms or like cooking and cleaning for your husband, but not that that's not any good, but that's all that they knew back then. That's all that they were conditioned to do, you know. But you can work out of those conditionings. You can form a new condition for yourself, because that's all they are, conditions at the end of the day. We are not bound to conditions. We can shift out of conditions and create something different. You know, it's not something permanent like a building or a mountain or a tree. But even so, even when things are permanent, they can be knocked down. So a mountain can have avalanches, and that can create a whole new foundation. A house can be knocked down, a building can be knocked down, a tree can be cut down to form a new tree. Oh, yes. A mountain can have avalanches to form new land, and you need to create a new land. A building, you need to create new lands. A building can be knocked down and can build a new building, something much more extravagant, something so much more enticing, you know. A house can be knocked down to build a new home that suits you and your family. So what are you going to do? Keep up with old traditions, or form your own thing? Yeah, because I forgot about the Eight of Cups as well. leaving old traditions, leaving everything that doesn't make sense to you, to move towards more expansive experiences. Because, staying where you're not passionate, where you feel that things are a bit stagnant, are not making you happy, when you know that, then why are you staying? Why are you staying on this tree that has been there for how many years, that have old conditionings and conditionings that are unhealthy? It's getting with the times. Traditions that can't get with the times. You are going to be the person who gets with the times. And I feel like in previous generations, they really wanted more, quite possibly, and maybe they couldn't get out of the culture or of the cultural norms, of societal norms, and they dreamed of a life that's different, but they stayed with the king of coins. It's like they had a lot of potential, but they stayed. They had a lot of plans that they wanted, like, I have the whole world ahead of me. But with the Two of Wands in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, the person in the Two of Wands is behind the castle walls, and they aren't moving, they're just planning, stuck in planning mode. So they are planning, thinking, imagining, but they stay put because they're comfortable and it's all they know. They stay put because they are told to stay put. Stay put with the Nine of Coins, Stick with the same circle. Well, I'm getting all the cards here. Two of Swords, like, should I go? I want to go here, I want to go there, but like I'm stuck with the same conditioning. The Five of Cups, wanting more. There's more behind them, but they are focused on what they have here in front of them. So it's like there's a lot of, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I must stay here because I am needed here. So it's this feeling of need. I am needed. But what do I need? It's like focusing on other people's needs, but not on your own needs. It's like your previous generations were giving and giving and giving and giving. But what about me? And that the what about me questions could lead to a feeling of emptiness, of having empty cups. And that leads me back to the Ace of Cups, where your cup is overflowing and you're really paying attention to your emotional needs, but like focusing on everyone else's needs. What makes everyone else feel like home? What makes everyone else feel comfortable? But are you uncomfortable, or your previous generations uncomfortable? So let's move over to your other cards. We have another tree. Wow. Three of Stones, creativity. Okay, 2 cards. Ace of Arrows and the Great Bear. I'm getting like there was a bit of a fear there. It's, I was just about to say, feeling like you have a calling, but not being able to move forward because maybe there's just a lot of fear to move because of conditionings of, but this is a cultural norm, the societal norm. If I go a different way, I fear that I will be ostracized. I fear that I will be disowned. I will be this, I will be that. And it's like fear of the unknown kept you or previous generations in an empty place. Like living the same life over and over again, staying put, being committed to where they are now, or where you are now, that a fear rises within them. And it's like you can't allow fear to get in the way. I'm getting with the Ace of Arrows, thinking differently. You think it's time to think differently. It's time to take a branch from the whole tree and plant that into the ground to create a whole different tree. You know, it's like the one seed from your previous generation created the one tree, and that is the cultural norm. But you can take one branch, plant that into the ground, and you can grow one tree and then another tree and then another tree, so that you have options. You know, you need to have options, because it seems like previous generations, they didn't have options. They had to stay in one place. One place, because one tree can grow from one seed, you know, and that tree stays put for however long they grow, for 100 years, thousands of years, you know, and they create roots in that space. So you do have strong roots, but are those roots really for you, Group 1? Are they really for you? It's time to carve out a different path for yourself. Don't live through anyone else. Live for yourself. Because it just doesn't interest you. Even though it may feel comfortable, even though it may seem like this is the idyllic life. Is it really? You know? It's like you need to wake up. Something about waking up. Because I think the Great Bear is judgment. And judgment is about waking up from a slumber and listening to a calling. Yes, you are meant for more than this, Group 1. More than stay at home and cooking for the kids and your husband or your wife. You are meant for more than just staying at home and watching the world go by, watching TV. Because that's empty. I feel like that's an empty life for you. I was going to say, because that's an empty life, but it's not. If you want to do that, then fine. But for you, it may feel like an empty life. You want more. You want to travel. You want to be the Knight of Wands, the Fool, you know, the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands. You want to express. You have to express in this life. Express yourself, refresh your energy. Ooh, wow, I love that. Okay, and let's move over to your next cards. What other messages do we have for Group 1 in regards to the generation? Oh, no. What other messages do we have? Or should we use these two? We have, wow, dear, bring gentleness and grace in every aspect of your life. Exactly what I wrote down here. So, oh, where's it gone? I wrote down softness, allure, gracefulness, sensuality, you know, and it's like being in the gentleness of the feminine. It's kind of like not being able to put a foot out of place. You have to be in line. You have to follow the norm, the norms. In every aspect of your life, you need to dress up well to go to the shops. You need to put on makeup just to go for a walk. You need to look like you have it together 24/7. But do you really need to, Group 1? Do you really need to look like you are put together? Do you want to just put on a tracksuit or some trainers and have your hair messy and go for a nice walk without feeling like, oh, I'm not wearing any makeup, I feel out of place, oh, my hair's a mess, I need to be well done, I need to be well prepared? No, you just need to be. Ooh, and then we have discovery. Reawaken your sense of discovery and expedition. Exactly. Guys, group 1, you need to explore the world. You need to explore yourself. You need to explore, I don't know, different texts. You need to just explore whatever you feel passionate about. You must do it. Whatever you feel intrigued about, you must look into that. Whatever you feel like reading, you must read that, because so much hasn't been done in the past, even though they were passionate about it, even though they wanted to do it, but they just stayed on that tree. But you're not meant to stay on that tree. You're meant to create roots somewhere else, maybe through traveling, or maybe living abroad, or maybe, I don't know, building your own house, something like that. But just explore the world, explore nature, explore yourself, explore, because you'll always have a home to get back to, whether it be with your family, whether it be with the house that you brought, whether it be, I don't know, with your husband or wife, something like that. I'm getting like maybe you need an unconventional relationship, like where, you have your partner, and then every so often you travel on your own, and then your partner will always be there to come home to, or it's like you work remotely, so you can work from anywhere. So you can take your laptop and work on the beach. You can take your laptop and work from home. You can take your laptop and work in a cafe. You just need to have that flexibility. Even though we have trees and commitment, there needs, which is very rigid, because commitment can be quite rigid. But I feel like having that mindset of commitment can be rigid can put you in a box. Like, you're married, so you should stay home. You're married, so you should go places with your person. Oh, but what if your person doesn't feel like it? Okay, I guess I'll stay home then, You should have the flexibility of fire, of this person in the fire card. Okay, I may be married, and my person may not want to go to this party today or tonight. I'm going to just go by myself. And then they can ask me, oh, where's your partner? Oh, he just doesn't feel like coming out tonight. So why didn't you stay home? Because I didn't want to stay home. And then maybe they'll judge you. But who cares? You need flexibility in a relationship. You need flexibility in life. Woo. And then let's get to your last cards. We have preservation. Reevaluate this battle you are engaged in. A hasty retreat may be in order. Self-preservation may be the only thing salvageable. And then reassessment. Time to take another look at the situation. There are many possibilities. However, each possibility will lead you to the same outcome. You have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose by going outside of the norm. Maybe you will receive judgments. Maybe you have people gossiping about you. But what's that going to do to you? Nothing. You have nothing to lose. You may have a house. You're paying a mortgage, and maybe you want to travel. So maybe look at your finances, see where you can take some money to travel, to see the world, and then come back and keep paying your mortgage. You don't have to be stuck to one thing, And even, I don't know why I'm getting gossip right now, but even with gossips, you don't have to engage in the gossips, engage in the judgments of others, saying, oh, this is outside of the norm. Why are you doing that? You don't need to give an answer. You can just be like, because I want to, and then walk off, walk away, because you don't need to engage in. It's interesting that I say engage, and we have the commitment card, and then we have the 8 of chalices here. Just because you are committed to something doesn't mean you need to engage in absolutely everything, What are you willing to engage in? and what are you willing to walk away from, you know? Because I feel like previous generations didn't have that choice of what am I willing to engage in and what am I willing to walk away from. Because they thought maybe, okay, I need to create roots for the future. I need to behave. I need to be well behaved. Wow. I feel like one more message wants to come out because I was going to end your reading there, but it just doesn't feel right. The Seven of Swords. Not engaging. Don't engage in small talk. Don't engage in gossip. Don't engage. You do you. Always do you, group one. Always do what you want to do, even if you have to tiptoe around others. The Tower in reverse. Internal. The Tower reverse. And I needed to get to the Hierophant. That's why I needed extra messages. The Hierophant is to do with traditions, old ways of doing things, sticking to the status quo, not going out of what you're used to. And it's like the inability to do that, even though really wanting to on the inside, but I must follow the cultural norms. I must stay put with the Four of Pentacles underneath the Hierophant. I must be rigid. I must save myself. I must save myself? Past conditionings have had your previous generation in a chokehold, group one. If there's a better way. And I just split the deck. Here's the Ace of Chalices. And then we have the Death card at the bottom. It's like, yeah, tradition has your previous generation in a chokehold. But you don't need to be in that chokehold. You need freedom. Freedom to think for yourself. Freedom to carve your own path. Freedom to feel what's actually right for you and not what's being, passed down from generation to generation. You need more than that. Whew, okay, and with that, I feel like the messages are finished. I feel like I can end the reading there. So that is the end of your reading. I'll just reread these messages and that'll be the end. So group one, softness, allure, fluid, sensuality, gracefulness. When you look good, you feel good. But do you/they really feel good? Perfume, hair done, nails done, camera ready. All right, so that's what I'm seeing for you, group one. Thank you for watching. I hope these messages resonated in some way because I know that there was a lot in there to listen to uncover, to understand. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hi group two, welcome to your reading. Thank you for watching. So this is your generational patterns reading. The intention is to just keep the reading open about your generational patterns. So I will keep moving from saying you, them, they, and previous generations in this reading. So just take what resonates, because in group one there was a lot of information. So we'll see what we can get for you. And as usual, I wrote down some messages for your group. So I'll read these messages first. And if you don't resonate with these messages, continue watching with the cards. So group two, dancing, Charleston, jolly, upbeat, colourful, music, enjoyment, social, butterfly, flirty. So with your group, I felt like writing keywords rather than full sentences like I did in group one. Group one, it just felt like their body was just moving fluidly. But with your group, I just felt like dancing, getting up and just dancing. Yeah. By the way, I was hearing the song. Oh my god, I know where it's from because I was hearing that song, those instruments, and I was thinking, what what is this music? Where is this music from? I know it's from a film, but I don't know which film. At first I was thinking The Mask, but now I know it's The Nutty Professor. So if you want to watch that, then watch that. But what is The Nutty Professor about? Oh my gosh, I haven't watched that in years, so I can't really go into depth with that message. So if you want to watch that film, then watch it. And so yeah, so Dancing Charleston, it's all very happy because Charleston is a very upbeat dance, and you wear flowy dresses and you wear those headbands, and you really kick your legs and you do certain lifts, so you're lifted into the air, and it's just that freedom. So maybe your previous generation, or you feel a lot of freedom or felt freedom, and you felt like you can really enjoy life and have all these social gatherings, go to clubs, go to dances, go to this place, just really enjoy the moment. So I was also getting as well, being outside of a club in the smoking area and just talking, chatting to many different people. And it's like having that social life, that strong social life. You'll talk to anyone, everyone about anything and just being able to entertain different types of people. It's about being able to shape shift with the different people you're with. So it's not like you are fake or your previous generation were fake. It's just being able to be around the different ranges of people and not lose your identity because of being in those different energies. Because I'm getting very, very strong energies, being able to hold those strong energies and just be with those energies. And I'm also getting those really, really low energies where depression, anxiety, and not that those are really bad things to feel, but I'm just getting the energy here. So depression, sadness, regret, and it's being able to accommodate those high energies and those low uncomfortable energies. So I'm getting like maybe you or previous generations were very compassionate, very outgoing, and want to be in the company of those who don't have many friends. Because not that they felt sorry or you feel sorry for them, but you see potential. But then saying the word potential is quite dangerous because you don't want to see the potential in everyone and then get burnt by many different people because, oh, let me just go in this relationship because I see potential in this person and, oh, I can mold them into being a better person. But what if they aren't a good person in the first place and you saw that but you thought, no, I see potential. So I'm getting that maybe you or previous generations were so had a very positive view of people that everyone had potential, no matter if they were toxic, no matter if they were the richest person, no matter what, and that could be to your own detriment, you know. So it's about being careful, being more careful. Okay, yeah, I feel like those messages ended at careful, so I didn't know what else to say. So let's get into your cards. We have Bina, knowledge, left eye, and then we have Lelil, angel of night, and knowledge. I feel like that should go here. Yeah, as I was saying, yeah, going to different clubs. So clubs are usually open at night unless there's daytime clubs, and being a night owl, being out constantly, going to different parties, engaging with different conversations, and gaining knowledge through different conversations. It's like gaining little pearls of wisdom. Maybe you or previous generations had different pearls of wisdom, pearls of knowledge to pass on to others who were feeling low, who were feeling the depression, anxiety, like those deep emotions that will be considered as dark or heavy. But you would come along, or others will come along and be like, here's something that you could use to help you feel better, or here's a little bit of knowledge that you can add to your knowledge bank. Here's a little bit of food for you to feel fueled, you know. So it's like you knew, or they knew, how to lift you up out of a rut, because we have two hands going through the chest, through the heart, and it's like raw emotions were felt back then or in the now, and it's about how can I help raise you up? How can I help lift you up out of this rut, out of feeling these heavy feelings, like you want to rip your heart out because it's too much having a heart, having feelings, you know? And instead of feeling those heavy feelings, here's something light to give to you, so that there's like a light at the end of the tunnel. It's like being there for those in need of help, being those for people who are on their knees, who can't get through the night, you know. You are there for them, like a phone call away, or if you want to go out, then I'll go out with you, you know. Then it's like that. Let me see if I can get anything else from this card. I'm getting like, keep blessing people with your energy, blessing people with knowledge, blessing people with a lifeline. Oh my god, yeah, blessing people with a lifeline. Because I don't know why I'm getting this, like when someone is dangling off the edge of a building and with their one hand on the building and the other hand by their side, and they're looking down, and it's like, should I do this or should I just get back on the ledge? But I don't have the arm strength to pull me up. And then you or your previous generations come along and they save the person. They take their hand and they pull them up from the edge of the building. And being that lifeline for them. Wow. Those are some big energies there. Milky Way perspective. And then let's get one more card from the other oracle deck I'll be using. Let's just fix those. Whoops, what other messages do we have for the generational patterns reading? No, not that one. I just saw the rock bottom card. So you help people get out of a rock bottom, out of a rut. Get them out of a rut. Use two. I don't really want to use two cards, but I feel like I should with this reading. I absolutely should. Okay, so we have the Solitude and Rescue card. Wow. There we go again with the image of the person dangling from the roof, from the edge of a large, tall building, and you coming along and dragging them up, you know. And that goes with the Rescue card. Maybe your previous generations or you are the rescuer, and you help people shift their perspective. Because at night, the night could be a very lonely time, a very scary place to be in. And that's where all the fears, all the feelings rise up, and then we feel them intensely. And it's very intimidating. And then you come along and you rescue them from those feelings. You rescue them from their solitude, from their alone time, from their thoughts. And you help them to get back into the moment. You help them to see things from a different perspective, you know. You help them get back into a flow. You help people open up, because it's very interesting that we have the lotus flower unfoldment where this lotus flower is open, but then it closes back up again, but it's open in this card. And then we have the protecting treasures where this box is closed and we're protecting it. So it's like you help people open up. You get people to open up, to speak, to talk about how they feel, or you talk about how you feel, and get them moving again. There's a very large building there, and then it's isolated on the back of this, what is this animal again? Is it a ostrich? Ostrich, yeah, ostrich. And then this person is very isolated on this rock, and then there's a person looking for them, and then there's this isolated building on this isolated island where it's just them, you know, alone with their thoughts. And it's like the night could be a scary place for your thoughts, and you can easily zone in on those thoughts and think that these thoughts are the only thing that exist right now. These thoughts are me, and I am those thoughts. There's no way out, but then there is always a way out. So I don't know why I'm getting this, but maybe counselling would have been a good field. Maybe just being this outgoing, upbeat person or people was very refreshing for these fearful people who feared their emotions, feared the night, feared themselves, feared their mental health, feared for their mental health, you know. Wow. And then we have another island, solitude. Whoa. Okay. It's funny that I'm getting this really upbeat energy with what I wrote down and what I was feeling going into this reading. And then we have cards of solitude and being closed off and feeling strong emotions. So it could either be that your previous generations felt these strong energies, these strong feelings, strong emotions, and they feared that and they needed rescuing, or they were the rescuer, or you are the rescuer, and you get people to open up. So it could be either or. Take what resonates anyway. Wow. Can I get anything else from these cards before I move on? Nope. So let's move on. What messages can we get for group 2 regarding their generational patterns? We have the 9 of coins, and then we have the 2 of wands, and then we have the 2 of cups in reverse. But how should I read that? I think we should read it in reverse, to be honest. And then we have, okay, 2 more cards. Wow, the moon. The moon at the bottom of the deck, exactly. Okay. We have the King of Wands and the Page of Cups. Ooh. I'm getting the message of kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a long way. I feel like writing that down. Kindness goes a long way. kindness goes a long way. So the Page of Cups is giving a kind energy, because the Page of Cups is a very young energy who sees the best in life, sees the best in people, sees that, you know, nothing can ever go wrong. If I have the mindset that everything will go wrong, then I won't be the Page of Cups. I won't be the person who sees the best in everything. I won't be the person who can imagine different things. I won't be the person who will be creative, because I'm seeing the worst in everything. But then the Page of Cups sees the best in everything. He's a very good energy and is very light-hearted and enjoys the moment, enjoys creating, enjoys being there for people. Look, the Page of Cups in this card is someone who's a bartender who loves to create different drinks for people, to make people happy, or to, you know, make different kinds of drinks, and the drinks makes people drunk so that the people can see things in a distorted way. Oh, okay. But yeah, people see things in a distorted way then when they drink, which causes them to feel out of alignment. So it's like I'm being drawn to the alcohol now. So, so maybe your previous generation had bad habits like alcoholism, and they had different habits that they struggled to get out of, which caused them to not feel connected with themselves. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna say this. Maybe your previous generation struggled with alcoholism, or your previous generations deals with people who had alcoholism, who experienced alcoholism. So maybe they could have been a bartender. Maybe they could have been a addiction counselor, or having these group therapy sessions, or it could be that they were just a very good person and they loved helping people, or uplifting people's energy. Because the Page of Cups sees the best in people, and it's like things can only get better. So there's this optimistic energy about the Page of Cups and about your generations, different generations, and they wanted people to have the best experiences when they are around them, because this Page of Cups is creating delicious drinks, drinks that go down well, drinks that complement your food, drinks that complement the mood, drinks that lift you up, drinks that are hard, you know, drinks that are soft, you know. And it's like they can create whatever the mood is. And then we have the Nine of Coins, someone who's very happy with their own company, because we have the Solitude card, the Isolation of the Rescue card, we have the Isolated card, the Protecting Treasure. I feel like they know how to protect their energy. They know how to enjoy the moment, or they knew, or you know how to enjoy the moment, focus on what you have and appreciate everything that you have now, because you know how things can go wrong in an instant. With the Two of Cups in reverse as well, things can go wrong in an instant. The Two of Cups in reverse can signify bad communication, not connecting on a deeper level. So it's like, you know how bad communication can cause an argument. You know how bad communication can cause a breakup. You know how bad communication can cause upset. So being able to live in the moment is something that comes so easy. Maybe it took a long time to get to the point where, okay, I'm going to enjoy my own company. I'm going to enjoy my environment. I am going to enjoy the things that I have and protect it at all costs, because these flowers need protecting. They need watering. They need what they need. Oh, they need what they need. So you are able to view that people need what they need. You need what you need. Things need what they need, so it's being able to have that view of tending to the needs of others, tending to the needs of yourself, tending to the needs of your house, tending to the needs of your children, whatever it looks like to you. You know how to tend to the needs. Yeah. It's like being straight to the point. You see that these two people are looking straight at the camera, if it's a camera, I don't know. And then this Page of Cups is looking elsewhere, and then these two people are looking at each other in the eye, and this person has their attention to the flowers. So it's like you are able, or your previous generations were able to look at things from different perspectives. When you needed to pay attention to one thing, you pay attention to that. When you needed to be straight to the point and honest, you were or are. When you needed to protect something, you would protect it and watch the growth of that, So I'm getting a multifaceted type of energy here. You're not just one person. You are many things. You are not just one. Multi-talented, multifaceted, compassionate, honest, strong, willful, but they know how to put up boundaries for themselves. They know how to protect what's theirs, and they know how to keep secrets as well. There are many, many secrets, but knowing how to keep them is the secret. What's the secret to keeping a secret, group 2? Because you're very good at keeping them. Very, very good at keeping them. Because with the bartender, bartenders, people get drunk at a bar and then they spill their life secrets to the bartender. So the bartender has a duty to keep quiet about it. No one needs to know about it. And I'm also being led to a hairdresser when, people spill their secrets to a hairdresser because they're doing their hair and, what are you supposed to talk about? I know, I'm just going to gossip with them. I'm going to talk about what's going on in my life. Then the hairdresser should keep their confidence. Like a counselor should keep their confidence. So you know how to keep a secret. What is the secret to keeping a secret? Wow. And then let's move on to your next card. What are the messages? That came up for group 1. Okay, we'll go for this one. 5 of Vessels, Ecstasy. And then we have, what the messages do we have for group 2 for their generational patterns? Okay, this one really wants to come out, so let's do that. And then one more card. Nope, one more card. We have the 6 of Bows. Wow, and the 3 of Bows. Fulfillment. Wow, I feel like there is a very big trustworthy energy here with your generation. So we have been the life and soul of the party. And I'm still getting the Queen of Wands with this reading. But anyway, being the life and soul of the party, but being grounded and being there for people with the Three of Stones, being there so much that you feel like a what am I trying to get here? You feel like a safe haven, but that's not the word. You feel like a pillow to lean on, like a rock to lean on when, you know, there's nothing else around. You're walking and walking and walking, and then you see this random rock and it's like, okay, I can rest here for a few moments. I can rest my head and I can focus on this spot for now, and then I can get moving again. So that goes back to, okay, you get people focused and you get people to feel comfortable, and you get people to open up, you get people to feel safe, secure, like their root chakra is secure, you know, and you get them to focus. They go from the Two of Cups in reverse, which is feeling like they are out of control, feeling like they are not connected with much, to feeling connected again with the Six of Bows. You see how everything just feels so calm, so full, so enriching. We have all of these, what is that at the bottom? All of these fruits at the bottom of the card. You make them feel like they are worth something. You make people feel like they are worth something, and that they can feel their feelings and not feel bad about their feelings, not feel like they are drowning in their feelings. You get people to feel balanced again. So it's like you get them feeling like the Two of Cups in reverse to the Two of Cups upright, where they feel connected with themselves, like they've connected with someone else and they feel so much better again. Let me move on with my life and tend to my garden, tend to the things that need to be tended to, instead of focusing on something that went wrong in the past, something that was unequal. You know, you get them to be able to focus on their future again, instead of focusing on what went wrong, what got me into this position, what got the argument so heated that we fell out. You know, you can move on again. Wow. You make people feel good and like they are very held by you. Okay, so let's move on to your next cards. What other messages do we have? Okay, so we have fear and fear. Accept and love your fear and then let it go. Yes. And then deer at the bottom of the deck. So it looks like, as I was saying before, at night time, fears resurface. You know, strong feelings come to the surface, like anxiety, depression, sadness, even loneliness. And you get them to turn that anxiety, depression, sadness, loneliness into happiness, into joy, into being able to focus on the here and now, and get them to just be more optimistic for the future. You know, and then that feeling will carry on because you will be there for them. It's about just being there for them because you want to be there. You have the capacity to be there when people need you. But be aware that you need boundaries. You know, you can't just allow people in constantly because that's how you come out of alignment. And you need those boundaries to be like, look, I don't have the energy right now. Maybe tomorrow or maybe next week, because there could be a tendency for people to latch on or people to be too attached to you. Because when you get help and you receive good help, then people will tend to come back again and again and again. But you need to know when to tend to yourself and when to tend to others. And you need to know how to communicate those boundaries, because maybe you'll be dealing with not vulnerable, but very emotionally unbalanced people, you know, and it's important to be compassionate to them as well as being compassionate to yourself. So it's about having that balance between the two, you know, what's going on in my world and what's going on in their world, you know. So boundaries are important. And let's move over to your last cards. We have boldness. Don't take this lying down, get up and fight, but fairly. This fight will be remembered because of the respect and dignity you bring to the battle. Yeah, you respect people's feelings. You don't be like, okay, maybe feel this instead. It's like you really sit with them and listen to them, and don't judge them. You know, you respect and hold their feelings in a dignified way. Success. You are worthy of this success. Allow these feelings of accomplishment to fulfill you with contentment and self-satisfaction in your achievement. Oh. Sometimes we need to satisfy our own needs, because it's so easy to have people to come in and be like, I need your help, I need your help, I need you to rescue me, I need you to rescue me. But sometimes we just need to help ourselves. We need to satisfy our own needs, you know, and being able to communicate that is essential, because you don't want to hurt people even more. You don't want to have them close up their emotions and stuff like that. So it's like being able to have a way of saying things so that people don't get hurt, people don't feel let down by you, you know, because I feel like people won't ever be let down by you, because you have a way with words, you have a way with your energy. People love your energy, and you are able to give your energy freely away, but know that there's a balance. It's a balancing act. You don't want it to get to a point where it's you versus them. You want it you and them. So you respect your boundaries, you know how you feel, you validate how you feel, you sit with yourself. And then there's them as in they feel this, they feel that, they need my help, but I need my space as well. Because you versus them turns things into a battle. With the Two of Cups in reverse, you versus them is a battle of words, of a battle of, oh, who's going to win my attention? My attention or their attention? Are they going to win my attention? And it's like you don't need those battles, so you and them. So you have room for everyone, and you have room for yourself. Wow. And with that, the messages have kind of quietened down. So that will be the end of your reading. So I'll reread these messages, and that will be the end of your reading. So group 2, dancing, Charleston, jolly, upbeat, colourful, music, enjoyment, social butterfly, flirty, and kindness goes a long way. So those are the messages I received for you, group 2, and I hope these messages resonated in some way, and you can tell me about your experience watching this reading. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye! Hi group 3, welcome to your reading. Thank you for watching. So this is your generational patterns reading. I'm unsure about how I'm going to title this reading, but I guess we'll find a way, because It's a general reading about generational patterns, so I might make a series out of it to look more in depth into it. So before I recorded your reading, as usual, I wrote down some messages while I was shuffling. So I'll read these first, and if you don't resonate with these messages, continue watching with the cards. So group 3, serious, poised, studious or ambitious, always working, giving lawyer vibes or business person, take work home from the office and has a brown wooden desk with those gold lamps with the green shade, working in a suit and hair, well done. Pristine, focus, need to get this work done, workaholic with a question mark. All right, so yeah, I felt like writing keywords. That's what I did with group 1 and 2 as well, because full sentences weren't the vibe for this reading, although I did write a big sentence there. So I wrote down giving lawyer vibes, take work home, the office has a brown wooden desk with these gold lamps with the green shade, and I thought, let me just show you what shade I was talking about. So this, I was just imagining someone at a desk writing away with a black pen. That's a very expensive pen, with wearing expensive suits, you know, that kind of vibe there. So it could be that previous generations had habits of working from home a lot, and that means missing out on family time, missing out on important events because of work. So they could have tended to be a workaholic, or someone who just got lost in their work so easily that it was hard to come up for air. And it could be that they just studied hard for this job, so why should they not work hard for this job? Maybe they were people that took their work seriously and wanted to be the best at what they do. So maybe they left work late as well, so that they can be the best at work. You know, those people who say work hard and you'll be recognized, but will you still be paid the same amount? Does it matter if you were recognized or not? Because you'll still get paid the same amount. So maybe they had that mindset and they didn't need to work that hard. Or it could be that they just had extra homework from work to do because it's just a lot of paperwork. So they needed to have their head in the game and just work. Maybe sometimes forget to eat, maybe forget to drink water sometimes. You know, all that mattered was getting the job done. Yeah, so that's the main messages I got from there. So let's start with your oracle cards. Oh, excuse me. Let's start with your oracle cards. So we have Kushiel, Angel of Punishment, and Hasmed, Angel of Annihilation. Wow, these are two very strong cards. Like, let's get into it. Like, they're flying down from the sky. This person is flying, and it's giving the Knight of Swords, and then this person is really pointing down to the earth, and it's like giving the earth its karma. So that really takes me to a lawyer, someone who is very focused on getting to the end goal, getting someone off at court, and being good with their words, not really using their brain to work the system or something like that, so that things can get moving. It has this out of nowhere kind of energy as well. So it could be that sometimes things were this way, and then out of the blue, it's like, let's do this instead. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. It's quite a spontaneous energy. So punishment can come down not randomly, because in order to punish someone or something needs to have happened. So there's like this cause and effect kind of feeling here with your generational patterns group 3. It's like in order for something to get done, something else should have happened first in order to get things moving. Because if that thing didn't happen, then maybe that thing wouldn't have been done. I hope that made sense. But I'm getting this kind of sitting back kind of energy. Someone who wouldn't say anything unless provoked. Someone who just sits with a poker face, and if they are poked and prodded, if they are provoked, then they'll come down on you like a ton of bricks, which means you will hear them, you will hear their cutting words, you will get the worst sides of them because you got them riled up. You know, they know how to use their words, because I'm getting that your previous generations were quite observant. You know, I will not intervene until it's time to intervene, until it's the right time to intervene, and then you will feel my wrath, and then you will hear my words, and then you will this, and then you will that. It has a very strong masculine energy. I'm getting the Emperor card where it's like the boss comes out and you have to do this, you have to do that. We are not going to give up until we see results. I'm getting like your previous generational patterns is about seeing results. You know, they're not going to back down. They're not going to back down from a fight. They're not going to back down from anything. Once they got their eye on something, do it. And it's like you feel that energy. They're loud as well as, I'm going to do it. You can't stop me. You know, there's this strong masculine energy of get this done, get that done, get that done. So it's done and dusted. And there's purple in this card as well. Let me see. So it could be that your previous generations were moving from in an intuitive space. It's like out of nowhere. Yeah, out of nowhere, that makes sense. It may not make sense to people, may not have made sense to people why they are doing these things, why you are doing this, why are you doing that. But it makes sense to you, and then once something is fully formed, then it makes sense, and everyone's like, wow, I didn't think of that, because previous generations were innovators. You know, they were doing things because they saw a vision. I see a vision that we can live a good life, so let's work towards that good life. You may not be able to see it now, but I see it in my mind's eye, and this is exactly how it's going to go. So it did go that way, you know. So I'm getting like they are very efficient and resourceful and quick to make things happen. You know, because maybe there's a cause and effect as to why they are doing this, or they are moving based off of intuition because they saw it in their mind's eye. So I see it, therefore it must happen. Wow. And then let's go deeper into this. What other messages can we get for generational patterns? Wow, yeah, crystals, focus. I don't know why I just said it like that, but crystals, focus, more for purple. Wow, shaman, ancient healing wisdom. Okay, and then let's move over to the other deck. Just one card. What other messages do we have? Okay, there we go. And then we have goblins. And then metamorphosis at the bottom of the deck. You get things moving with intention at the bottom of metamorphosis, because with Wizard of Awareness, they sit back and watch, observe things and processes things, and then once the processing has been done, then the action must happen, you know. And it's like with intuition as well. Your intuition goes through, well, not intuition goes through, but your thoughts go through many different processes before we can take action. Your previous generations, or you know, get these intuitive hits out of nowhere and then move towards a life with those intuitive hits because it's the right move for you. And you have deep trust in your intuition. And that's why you keep moving, because previously maybe they didn't trust their intuition and they didn't listen, and then there were repercussions to that. There was the punishment and there was the annihilation. But because you didn't listen to your intuition, they took that as a lesson learned, and they learned, you know what, I didn't listen to my intuition, so then this happened and then that happened. I'm not going to let that happen again. So now I am going to do what I need to do. People may not understand it. People may see it as threatening. People may see it as this is that, as this is that. But it needs to happen because I saw it. You know, and I will create a life based on my intuition. So maybe I'm getting the Tower card here. Maybe you ripped up a lot of goodness in your life because intuitively it didn't feel right. Maybe it was only goodness to the outside world, but it just wasn't sitting right with you. So then you ripped up that life and started anew, started afresh, changed your life for the better. Constantly going through the metamorphosis because you need to feel comfortable spiritually and energetically. Because when you feel the intuitive hits, it hits hard. And when you felt that intuitive hit before, the first time when you ignored it, it just didn't sit right in your body that the intuitive hit was there and you didn't do anything about it. It's kind of like this pull to do it, but then you ignored it and everything went wrong. And maybe there was a sense of regret or a sense of annoyance, or like you wouldn't forgive yourself. So next time that intuitive hit hits you, gotta do it. And not be apologetic about it, because we have the shaman ancient healing wisdom here. And this intuition goes way, way back. And ignoring your intuition is like ignoring your intuition is like ignoring the fact that you have to breathe, you know? The shaman has come to realize that. So every intuitive hit, let's do it. Let's go. Let's rip this up, you know? So your previous generations were very intuitive. They were psychic. I'm surprised that let me find that card. I feel like I should have this card out. So let me see. Where is it? The altar card. Oh wow, it's like the card that I actually really want is not here. Let's look again. It's funny. Wow, that's funny. The card you really want is not there. Oh, okay, that makes sense. There we go. So, ceremony invocation. And it's funny, I was looking for that card and I couldn't find it. So I was there thinking, did it fall out of the deck? And then I found it in the end. And it's like maybe a generational pattern is to ignore your intuition. So therefore it gets lost and you don't know how to get it back. But then you find it again and it's like, you know what, I am never going to let that happen again. So the next intuitive hit, I'm going to push through it and go with it, you know. So I'm seeing here, don't ignore your intuitive hits because it's been ignored through previous generations, because maybe it wasn't seen as the norm back then. but there's a lot of norms around it now, so don't worry about it too much. You have to listen to yourself. Wow, yeah, the Six of Cups was at the bottom of the deck as I picked it up. I'm getting like a nod from your previous generations as to say it's okay to listen to your intuition. Don't hide away from your intuition. I know that in the past, some of us did hide from our intuition. We ignored it and things went wrong, but that doesn't mean that you should ignore them as well. You shouldn't ignore it. Wow. Okay. Let's see, what messages can we get for your generational patterns? We have the star. Wow. Other messages for the previous generation. Well, this one wants to be read. We have the Wheel of Fortune, Two of Swords, and then we have the Ace of Coins and the Lovers. Okay, let me just fix everything. And then the Page of Coins at the bottom of the deck. I feel like previous generations had a habit of questioning their intuition. You know, it's like, is this really my intuition, or is this my anxiety? Do I really want to listen to my intuition, or should I just ignore it? Wow, did you just hear those sirens? Very loud right now. This is an urgent message. It's saying when there's an intuitive hit, don't ever question it. You know, because you can spend so long sitting with it thinking, is this true? Does this make sense? Do I need to research it? Do I need to make it make sense? Sometimes intuitive hits don't make sense. Yes, we can try to decipher it sometimes, but other times they are very clear. And when something is clear, why should we feel like, am I delusional? Am I going crazy for thinking this? Does it make any sense? Does it make any sense? But I'm seeing here, it's time to just go to what you are attracted to, what you feel attracted to. Because there's a lot that you can feel attracted to because it's your intuition sitting with you. It's like it's guiding you to better. And I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, it's recycled from previous generations. So you may feel that the intuitive hits are quite intense. And it's quite intense because the previous generations ignored it. You know, it's recycled over to the next generation, and then that generation ignores it, but then it recycles back to you, down to you, and you are questioning yourself about, why am I thinking this way? Why do I feel this in my body? But you have this intuition for a reason. You have this intuition. You're here to guide people with your intuition. I feel like I said that with with great vigor, with great passion, like with great confidence, with great authority. Yeah, that's what my voice sounded like. Authoritative. You are here to lead people. You are here to give them their karma too, not in a bad way. But karma is in, you need to speak the truth to people, because people are or will be attracted to you, and you will attract people who are lost, who are questioning themselves, who are so stuck in the real world. You will be attracting people who are so in the physical realm that Maybe they will question your intuition, but then they will see in the end that you were right. You know, all kinds of people will come out of the woodwork to come and see you, to help them heal in their life's journey, and they will pay you good money. Wow. They will pay because it's your destiny with the stars. It's what you're meant to do. If you feel attracted to something, move towards it with no questions. Because if you are attracted to something, it's meant for you. Group 3, because your previous generations had a tendency to be attracted to something, question it, and hide back into their tree. You see these goblins coming out of the tree. It's like they stayed hidden. All you could see was their eyes interested, but they stayed where they were. But you need to come out of the tree, smell the fresh air, and keep moving towards what you are meant to do in life. And that is to really lean into your intuition. It's to help people with your intuition. Ooh, and then the forest lovers. Oh, that's interesting. We had the forest lovers and the lovers. Wow. Whatever you're thinking that you want to do, you should do it. You are heavily, heavily, heavily attracted to it. And you can't let this attraction go to waste. This leads me to my song that I wrote. You can't let your loving go to waste. It's like that. You can't let your loving go to waste. You can't let your intuition go to waste. You can't let your gifts go to waste. Group 3, because it's a big gift. You have the ability to help people, to help in the road to recovery, and just be there for people who need help, advice, guidance. Yeah, who need guidance. Yeah, I was trying to get to the word guidance there, but let's see. Well, wow. The Page of Stones. That just flew out of my hand. This, guys, come on. The High Priestess, intuition, guiding people. Wow. Because maybe in previous generations, it was shunned. People with intuitive gifts were shunned, and they were seen as witches, obviously, as we've seen throughout history. But they were seen as witches. But now it's more appreciated. It's more approved in this generation of people. So you go and do you go and make your potions. You go and read tarot to your heart's content. You listen to your intuition, and you go out and guide people, because people need you. Like, need is a very heavy word, but sometimes people are in heavy need of your intuition, are in heavy need of your guidance, and they will help you. You will help them immensely. You will help them make up their mind. You will, because it's like this links is kind of seeing, okay, does this make sense? Is it safe for me to leap, or should I just move back up this tree and just stay there? It's like you help people make decisions. Or this could be you wondering whether you should delve more into the intuitive side of life, the intuitive career, and It's like with the page of coins and the ace of coins and the page of coins, there's a tendency to want to focus on the physical world more than the intuitive world, because the intuitive world sometimes doesn't make any sense. And I feel like sometimes you need to make sense of things, or your previous generations wanted to make sense of things because they were logical, they were practical people. But this reading is asking you to step out of your logical and practical side and lean more into the spiritual side, the intuitive side, you know? And then have a balance of the physical and the spiritual. So have your spiritual practices and have the things that you do in the physical world to get you out of the spirit world, you know? So you gotta have that nice balance. Otherwise, there could be a tendency to get lost in the spiritual world, or there's a tendency to get lost in the physical world, you know? So have a balance of both. Ooh, wow. And then let's move over to your next cards, because this is a very small deck, like 11 cards. You know, if that falls out one more time, I'm going to use it. Owl. Okay, there we go. And then universe is at the bottom of the deck, so it really wants to be read. So owl, pay attention to the winds of change, and universe, always be in harmony with the universe. Exactly. Owls, they see everything. They see the physical world, and they also see the spiritual world, because the owl is also in the High Priestess card. The owl is full of knowledge because they see everything. I keep seeing random facts about owls, so I feel like I need to say it here. So I learned the other day on Facebook, I think it was, or Instagram, something like that, that owls, when they sleep, they plant their face into the floor because their heads are so heavy. So you have to have good rest as well, because your intuitive gifts can be quite draining at times. It can take a toll. So make sure you rest your heavy head. And then owls, they can turn their heads around 360 degrees. They can turn their heads upside down. They fly and they can see everything around them. So it's like, pay attention to the energies around you and be observant. People will be able to see that you can see everything in their lives, even though you shouldn't know that information, but you do, because you're an owl and you see everything from high above, from upside down, from sideways, you know. So it's like people will appreciate that about you, and you will give them direction. Wow. And then let's move over to your last cards. We have, responsibility. Become discriminate about the people you choose to help. Yes, there are too many people in life who don't take responsibility for themselves and instead rely on you to sort it out for them. Boundaries are important as well, because people can become over reliant on your gifts. It's like they come back every day or every other day and they're like, oh, I don't know what to do, tell me what to do. And it's like, you have to have that boundary of saying, okay, I will give you a reading once, but you can come back once a month or once every 2 months, you know, because this over reliance on me is unhealthy, because you don't want to end up using people because they will pay good money to see you, because you are always correct, because you are really, 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 really in touch with the spiritual side of things. So it's like having that balance of, okay, I will read for you today, but I won't read for you tomorrow. And take responsibility for yourself, for other people, because if you don't take responsibility, then you're just using them for money. You're using them so that you can pay for a lifestyle, fund that lifestyle, but you don't want to lean into that. assuredness. It's time to challenge this situation and say, this is not good enough. Stand tall and take a stand. It's time to show the world just how damn tough you are. You need to, it's like you need to take your spiritual gifts out into the world, because previous generations had the gift, but they didn't feel like they could put it out there because they'll be judged. But you won't be judged, group 3. You need to get out there, you know. In the time that we are in now, everyone wants to see a psychic. Everyone wants to see a tarot reader. Everyone just wants. So it's a good time to get yourself out there. Even create a YouTube channel where you're giving readings or whatever. You know, just put yourself out there. It's time. Show up unapologetically. Wow, bravery. It's time to reel in a warrior spirit. Not all conflict has to be a fight. The wise warrior will choose their battles carefully, weighing up risk along the road to achievement. Yes. As I was saying, you need to have that balance between, I will help you today, but I won't help you tomorrow, because that's too many readings in a short space of time. So I will read for you now, and then I'll read for you next month, or the once every 2 months, you know. You need to be in charge, like the emperor. I said the emperor. You know, you need to delegate. And you need to have a strategy to how you are going to advertise yourself. You need to know certain things. You need to know every step of the way, you know, so that you can protect yourself, your finances, as well as your intuitive gifts, as well as your clients. Because I'm just seeing here, you will have many people attracted to you. So that means a big business. And then that means strategy, that means boundaries, that means continuing professional development, which means to do tarot courses, I don't know, go to conferences about tarot, you know, have a coach, have your own coach, so that you can develop as a professional tarot reader, as a professional intuitive person. Wow. I feel like one more card wants to be read, so let's just get another card from this deck. What are the messages? Well, Ace of Swords and the Lovers again. Wow. And the 8 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Wow. You will be in communication with so many people. You'll be using your words, so you'll be talking quite a lot. Your throat chakra will be or is activating, something like that. And it's about communicating things in the right way so people don't get the wrong impression. And because you're so good, people will keep coming back to you. But you need to learn to manage your calendar. You need to learn to manage your diary, because you'll be very popular. Group 3. There'll be so much communication happening. Wow. Okay, so that's what I'm saying for you, group 3. I'll just reread these messages and that'll be the end of your reading. So group 3, serious, poised, studious or ambitious. Always working, giving. That makes sense with the always working. Balance your calendar out so that, you know, you have time for yourself. Are you going to work a 9 till 5? What times are your breaks? Are you going to work from 9 and then you'll have a little break for 10 minutes at, say, 11 o'clock, and then you'll have a lunch break at 1 for an hour and then get back to work? What does your schedule look like? And then giving lawyer vibes or business person. Take work home from the office and has a brown wooden desk with those gold lamps with the green shade, working in a suit and hair well done, pristine focus, need to get this work done, maybe being a workaholic. Wow. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for you, group 3. I hope these messages resonated in some way and you can take what I said and incorporate it into your life. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.